Magnus Infernum.
Greetings, this is Magnus Infernum, and we have ourselves another random card. Alibaba. Oh boy, guess I'll have to read the errata text on this one. Alibaba is an uncommon creature that is a 1/1 human rogue for 1 red mana. Tap 1 red mana, tap target wall. When he reached the entrance of the cavern, he pronounced the words, "Open Sesame." The Arabian Nights Junior Classic Translation. The card's artwork was done by Julie Barrow. Alibaba has had 2 printings. The first was in Arabian Nights in 1993, and the second time was in 1995 as part of 4th edition. Okay, so since this is the first time I'm talking about a card this old, we need to talk about card typing. First things first, up until April of 1999, creature super typing was just referred to as summon instead of nowadays just being creature. Secondly, back then, Magic didn't do a very good job of giving creatures a general race or class subtyping as part of what kind of creature they were. In a matter of fact, it wasn't too unusual for a creature to have a unique typing that was just its own name, such as Bird Maiden and El Hajjaj. And lastly, it wasn't until June of 1994 that the legendary creature typing first appeared. Since Arabian Nights came out 9 months prior, cards such as Alibaba and Sinbad just had their own name on their typing. And cards like these did not receive an errata to make them legendary, so a player can have more than one out in play. And I feel compelled to mention that it wasn't unheard of for Magic to use real-world quotes as part of their flavor text. Around the time of 9th edition, Magic stopped using these kinds of quotes and started strictly using their original flavor text. Alright, now on to the actual card. Alibaba being a 1/1 for 1 is quite lackluster, and the ability to tap walls is very circumstantial, especially since the ability was not redacted to affect defenders. It is a nice touch that Alibaba doesn't have to tap to use the ability. Thus, if there is enough open red mana, more than one wall can be tapped. And this at least makes for some pretty nice flavor, as though Alibaba is opening a temporary passage for creatures to get through. Even in the art, it looks like Alibaba is physically tapping on the wall. Now, oddly enough, there was a very narrow yet loose notion of gameplay meta when it comes to Magic back in the day. So let's say for one reason or another, a playgroup gets a hold of a number of Arabian Nights packs and would like to draft with them. What kind of wall cards would a player be facing that Alibaba could tap? The answer is none. There were no walls printed in Arabian Nights. Now up to the point of Arabian Nights release, there were 10 walls printed in Alpha, Beta, and Revised. These are Living Wall, Wall of Swords, Wall of Air, Wall of Water, Wall of Bone, Wall of Fire, Wall of Stone, Wall of Brambles, Wall of Ice, and Wall of Wood. So for its time, at least Alibaba was able to tap these walls. Of course, more walls would be printed later. And as an off note, Wall of Shadows was printed in Legends and it cannot be targeted by spells or abilities that can only target walls. So Alibaba has no effect on this wall, walls with hexproof, shroud, or any relevant protection. In the end, at least Alibaba only costs 1 mana, doesn't require to tap to use the ability, and, is a human rogue? Yeah, this is not a good card. It isn't one of the worst cards, but it isn't good. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, then press the like button. If you found the video displeasing, then press the dislike button. Bolt that subscribe button to stay up to date with future videos. This is Magnus Infernum. Till we meet again.